My name is Mark Anthony Dubois Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in to what it is I'm about to say right now. And what I'm about to say right now is a very interesting just concept idea that came to my brain while I was going on a run this afternoon or morning. And it's the idea of, it was a comment that was given to me about my dogs, for instance, that is very confusing to me. And very confusing in a way of, I can see why most people are failing at not only just working with animals, but working with your own self and working with the children, working with your bosses, with your coworkers, with your spouses, with your siblings, with just everything, just struggling with everything. And that comes down to the idea of someone was like, well, these dogs don't look like they were trained with positive reinforcement. And in the sense of saying that in a way of, the dogs don't look like they're happy. If all you're seeking for in this world is to be happy all the time, that's where I believe that most people are just failing beyond failure. Because with happy comes sad. And when there's sadness, you're going to do whatever it takes, whatever means necessary to get back to happy. And that means that you're going to start to do some just wild and maddening things in reality. Worse, there's not a case where it's just you're going to want, that's where things you start to become dishonest. And you start to fake. And there's stuff that people used to say, or they still say it, but they say it in the sense of like business. You know, you go out there and you want to start a business and you fake it till you make it. And eventually when you make it, you're no longer going to have to fake it. But that's not true. You're going to have to continue to keep on faking it just forever. You're never going to be at that point where you're finally just it. And that's the same with being happy. You're going to fake being happy. There's so many self-help books. So I've read a lot of them. So many self-help seminars, so much of this stuff. That's just like, have positive thinking and force positive thinking in your brain, and you'll be positive, you'll be happy. So you're sitting there with these, what are they called? I don't know, but I'll just say mantras. I don't know why that word came to brain, of just repeating over and over, like, I'm good, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I have enough money, I'm in shape, I'm just all these things. You're constantly saying all these things in hopes that at some point you will be that. But in reality, if you're seeking to be happy, if you're seeking to be successful, if you're seeking to be good, then there's the opposite side that you have to continue to keep on running away from. And again, that's where the dishonesty starts to happen, because now you have to run away from something that is what you literally just brought in. You wanted to bring it in. You brought it in because you thought that it was going to be able to help you. And that comment that was like, these dogs don't look like they were trained with positive reinforcement, lets me really, really know that there's a, I don't want to say misconfusion, but there are holes in what it is that we're trying to do on this planet. Because if you're seeking to be happy and you're running away from everything that makes you sad, and you're trying to fake and force yourself to be happy, when something, say, sad, devastating, something fearful, something weird goes on in your life, at that moment, you're gonna just, it's gonna be all over for you, just absolutely all over. And the worst case scenario is you're like, I'm being positive, I'm motivating myself, and you're doing the best that you can, and it's taking up and consuming all of you to be able to do that. When something bad happens, you're not going to have like a game plan. You're not going to have anything to be able to get yourself to be happy again. And that's where most people in reality would just read that self-help book and quit right then and there, because there's no next thing. You've already been doing it all. You've already been telling yourself you're pretty. You've already been telling yourself what you want. You've already been telling yourself all these mantras in your head over and over again. And when something happens that you can't keep those mantras going because it takes your focus away and it makes you look at that all day, then what? I don't understand where the concept of everything needs to be happy has came to be like the normal, is what everyone on this planet should be striving for, as opposed to just being content and satisfied. It's just being able to relax. When I'm at my most relaxed state, when I'm just really just calm and chilling, someone from the outside can look at me and say, wow, you look pretty angry right now. And that's something that a lot of people say with pretty much anybody, that when you're really focusing on something, or you're just sitting there and you're relaxed, they're like, you okay? It's like, yes, I'm okay. When I'm supposed to sit here and just look like this all day, that's not real. What's real is content is not happy, not sad, not anything, but just satisfied with being able to just be. And it may not look good. It may not look the best. I mean, it may not look and have this pretty, all these fancy bells and whistles and everything, all the fancy music and the big, beautiful smiles and the eyes just lit right up. It's not going to look like that. But trying to force yourself to look like that is just the death of us. It's the death of everything. Because you'll, at the end of the day, just straight up, you'll never be able to achieve that. And you're trying to work towards something that you're just never going to get, because that's not what we should be should be striving for. Thinking that something is wrong because it doesn't look happy is just a delusional way of living on these lands. Very, very delusional. Because there's one thing that I do know, because especially because I used to train horses. I like horses more than dogs at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, they can do more for me. I just don't need it because we have vehicles. But they're able to, the way that we work with them, in the sense of not getting the horse to be happy, but getting the horse to be indifferent to, comes through a level of using the best horses that are going to be the most resilient ones are going to be the ones that are just trained with the horse, with the whip and the lunge. You're literally applying pressure, as opposed to giving a treat. When you apply the pressure, we are able to now be able to say, okay, I just don't want to go to that, but I just want to stay here. I just want to stay just neutral, stay in the middle. I don't want to go to that part where you're agging me to get out of what I'm fearful of. Because the biggest thing that I always bring that to is when they use things that a horse is scared of. They just put it in the round pen with the horse. And the horse will get running, and then it'll realize, oh, okay, I can't run away from it. That's not going anywhere. What's the next step that I can do? Let me investigate it. Let me investigate it to figure out, do I want to interact with it, or do I just want to just see it and just leave it alone? In that stance, it's a beautiful way to be able to just get over all the said emotions that are going on and just start to really think it through. As opposed to putting something in the middle of the round pen that the horse is scared of, and now let's keep throwing treats and throwing treats and throwing treats and throwing treats to get the horse to associate that thing that is scared of with something good, such as this other object over here. As opposed to the horse just figuring out in his own brain, without anything extra out there, just say, I'm okay with that. Because what happens is, the horse may be okay with that right there. This is the same concepts with dogs, but I like it better in the horse sense. The horse may be okay with that situation because you're constantly giving it the treat after treat. Now the horse is like, I'm cool with the treat, so I'm cool with it being there. Did we learn anything? Did we get anywhere? Did anything good happen from this? Because what happens if all of a sudden the thing that they're scared of moves? Now you got to like dose more treats. Whereas if the horse is able to think it through, to be able to realize, hey, I'm not scared of this because it's just, it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, it doesn't look all pretty. It doesn't look happy getting through its issues. Getting through its problems is chaos. It's hard. That's the thing with us as humans that I believe that most people are failing at, thinking that to get through issues that you have in your life, that it should be fun. There's no fun behind that. The fun part happens when you're finally able to just get past it and work through it. That's when you could get to the fun. But the fun doesn't happen in the beginning. The fun is in the end. And everyone wants to bypass that part of stress and anxiety and depression and all that, thinking they can bypass it and just go over here and everything's going to be fine. What happens is when you bypass it, you never actually built the skills to be able to deal with what you're, say, just afraid of. You're not working on that skill set that is vital. Because now when everything looks good, you're doing everything, you set your life up, you're saying in your brain, I'm good, I'm great, I'm great, I'm happy. You're saying that all the time. Then when something bad happens, you do not know how to deal with that badness that's going on now. You don't know what to do about it. Because what you've been doing to just be able to say, get along, is now worthless to you. It's absolutely pointless. So now what do we do? Now where do we go? That's where the weird stuff always starts to happen when I see people with your own selves and with their animals, thinking I can give it something to make it feel better, to do better, to look good, to look great. Cool. When things are good and nothing's around and everything is good, awesome. But that's not the world we live in. Every corner we turn, there's something weird, there's something suspicious, there's something weird, there's something happening. Every corner we take in this life, every moment that we wake up, every time that we move, every time I walk out of this door, there's something. I could walk out here and everything's great. I could walk out here 15 minutes later and I got 5 rattlesnakes over there. I'm looking at like, what do I do about those rattlesnakes now? I was saying, oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. But then I see it and I hear it rattling, and none of that is going to do anything for me. It's going to actually make me get worse. Now it's going to make me need something more, as opposed to me being able to sit here, see the rattlesnake, and just deal with it. Look at it and say, okay, I see it's over there. Is it coming after me? No. Is it leaving? No. It's just staying right there. It's just relaxing right there. And then I'll be able to get that feeling, that sensation that's going on inside of me of, say, a big panic, a big fear and all that. I'll be able to get it to just follow through in the body. And then when you let it follow through in the body, then you'll be able to get to that next stage of it doesn't really matter that much anymore. It doesn't matter. But if you're trying to be happy, I want to see the rattlesnake and be happy. So I'm nervous of the rattlesnake and I see the rattlesnake and all of a sudden I'm just going to start to do anything to try to make myself be like, oh, I like them now. I like them. Those things are awesome. I want to play. I want to engage. I want to interact with it now. That's going to set you up for absolute failure. You don't want to go over there and play with that darn thing. You want to leave it alone. You just want to walk the other way and or just stay where you are. Let it stay where it is. It's going to eventually leave you. I don't want to be happy about it. I don't want it to be its friend. I don't want to be its buddy. I don't want to be excited when I see it. No, I want to know that that thing is dangerous. And it's not so dangerous anymore living in the United States of America because we have stuff to be able to take. So you're just going to get sick for a little bit. But even if you don't get treatment from it, you're still going to be pretty fine. That's one beautiful thing that I'm going to say about the United States is we just don't have many critters out here that could just take your life in 15 minutes. Where you go to like Africa, there's stuff out there. You could touch a frog and be gone in 5 minutes. That's scary to me. Like that's sketchy. So I don't know if I'll ever go over there, but if I do, that's going to be a lot harder to work and deal with compared to me just seeing a rattlesnake, knowing that even if it did bite me, whatever. But I don't want to be friends with it. And I just want to be indifferent to it that you do you, I'm going to do me. And that's how we're able to really allow us to be able to, that's the whole, in reality, concept of positive reinforcement. Is what's positive to me is to, at the end of the day, stay alive and stay safe. I want to stay safe. I don't want to die today. I don't want to even get hurt today. I don't want to be sick for the next week or two. I don't want to have a potential threat that I might not be alive anymore. I want to stay safe. So it's going to be able to, for me to stay safe is to recognize, say, hey, if I'm nervous of it, cool. But I'm not going to be so nervous of it that I'm going to make a rash decision such as just try to run up at it and try to kill it, for instance. Because that could be more potentially dangerous, you trying to get to it, as opposed to just staying where you are and walking away the other direction. But that's the thing that like most people are trying to do is you see something that's potentially dangerous and you think like, I'm going to do something to make myself be happy about it. I'm going to be happy about it now. And that's really putting you in further danger as opposed to getting you out of the danger. That's what I want to say is natural to us in this world. We don't want to put ourselves in danger. But yet the new stuff and the new science and the new everything about how to behavior modification and be better and do all this is to say, hey, put yourself in the danger and make yourself be happy about it. No, I don't want to be happy about it. I just want to get the heck away from it. I don't want to be nowhere near it. And that's where things are just so strange on how someone could say like, they don't look happy, so you must be doing something wrong. If I look at a human being and say, hey, he doesn't look happy right now, he must be doing something wrong. We're doing something wrong with thinking that already in our brains. There's something that's so like missing. There's something lacking. There's something just so far. I don't even know what word to put there. Just gone out of our awareness of this world that we're literally putting ourselves in danger, thinking that we should put ourselves in danger and be happy about putting ourselves in danger, as opposed to being able to overcome the danger. I want to overcome it. I want to overcome the thoughts of, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to overcome the thoughts of me worried about what somebody thinks on how I look. I want to overcome those thoughts. I don't want someone to say to me, hey, you're fat. And me just, oh, no, you're not. No, I don't want to have to keep repeating that in my mind because you're going to have to keep repeating that in your mind. As opposed to someone says that to you and you're just like, okay, well, that's not who I am. Because you've heard them say it to you. You felt the sensation in you when they say it to you. You got angry. You got upset. You got all these things. You wanted to retaliate. You wanted to say something. You wanted to do something. But then you realize, like, through time, when more and more people keep saying something like that to you, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It doesn't really matter. Kyle, you ain't got to say. You can go. I don't care where you go. You good. Go do what you do, man. You don't want it to be like oh, thank you for saying that to me type response. You just want to be able to overcome it. not still have to keep on needing to double down into what it is that somebody's saying to you. And that's what most people, unfortunately, I just see this world, how it really is. Most people are just so, if somebody says something that you don't agree with, that you don't like, you're so quick to just have this retaliate, like this fight, like this bicker, this battle. Even if they say something to you that is just the way I can say it. It's factual. They could say that the shirt you're wearing is purple, and someone says, hey, you got a purple shirt on. Most people on this planet are just going to fight it and fight it and fight it and fight. No, it's not. It's this, it's this, it's this, as opposed to just take it back. Take it back. Allow them to be able to say what they say. Allow them to just be able to have all the comments in the world. Allow them to be able to tell you who you are, all that they want. And what'll happen in the end is it's not gonna matter to you anymore. It's not gonna matter. It's gonna be absolutely meaningless to you. It's absolutely meaningless. And I just see that as the weird thing of today of be happy. The more that you try to be happy, the more that destructiveness is going to be inside of you, that you're trying to bottle up and you're trying to hide and you're trying to run away from, as opposed to just expose it and see it. If somebody says something to you right now that you don't like, and it gets in you like, nah, and you start to think and you stop listening to even what that person is saying, just stop for a moment. Hit the pause on a video for a second and recollect yourself so that you could just settle down and then play it back again. And if you start to rile up again, you just hit the pause again. Pause. Hold on a second. Something's going on inside of me that I don't know what this is. I don't know what's happening. And I don't know why I'm all in my emotions right now. I don't know why I'm all angry right now. And I just need to stop. I need to stop. And when you do that, you're not trying to be happy about what they're saying. You're recognizing that there's danger over there. And you're recognizing that I need to just learn how to be able to be with the danger. I can't run away from the danger. I can't escape the danger. I can't do any of these things to the danger. I just need to be one with the danger so that I can overcome the danger. And that's the thing of why I see just most people just can't do simple things in this life. Because you're so nervous, you're so worried, you're so scared, you're so everything about, for one, worst case scenario is what somebody's going to say. As if their opinion really at the end of the day even matters. Even your own parents and even your own family. And even we hold on to their words as if they are the one that knows everything about you. When in reality, they don't know nothing about you. They want you to be what they want you to be. And when you don't do that, that's when all these words come out. But when you just do what you do, and you just shut all the background noise off and you just move forward, everything is just gonna start to become what I want to say is quiet. Really quiet. Quiet in your brain. Because I used to walk around and I used to see somebody looking at me and I would put a story on what they're thinking about, what they're thinking about of why they're looking at me. You know how at the end of the day, dangerous that is? And for me personally, the way I look at it today is how silly that is. How silly is it that I'm sitting here looking at someone and I'm coming up with what they're saying about me? They gave me a face, they gave me a look, they gave me a smirk, they gave me a smile, they gave me a this, they gave me a that. And I'm like, oh, that's what you think about me. Then I would move and maneuver and do stuff to try to like appease to what they're supposedly thinking. They're not even thinking that. I don't even have no idea what they're thinking, but I would put a story out there. And then worst case that happens from this is you're watching somebody, you're listening to somebody, you're around somebody, you're putting a story on somebody, and you start to talk to that person. You're going to put that story on that person before you even know anything about who that person actually really is. That's so dangerous. That's so dangerous. That happens because we're not dealing with the problem. We're trying to escape and run away from the problem. We're trying to mask the problem. We're trying to act like, oh, I'll be happy about the problem. I'm gonna turn my sorrows and I'm gonna do something that's gonna be able to just keep me happy all day long, and then I'll be good. That's the swings that I used to really be really bad. 5 minutes to between 5 minutes, I could literally be a completely different person from the swings, trying to be happy and then being sad, trying to be happy and then being sad, and it would just go back and forth and back and forth. And when you're back and forth like that, and a good word to say is double-minded like that, nothing of substantial value is going to be anything around you. And you're not going to be able to get anything done. Because one minute you're excited about the project, and then the next minute you're like, oh, this project isn't going anywhere. So then you bail on the project. One minute you're excited about the new relationship, and then the next minute you're like, I'm not too sure about this. So you're going back and forth. And when you start to continue to keep on doing that, what do you think is going to happen in your world? You're going to have things that are just going to be reactive. And just chaos is all I can really say with that. You're going to have very chaotic, reactive, just mess in your life. And that mess in your life is all happening from the mess inside of you that you're not being able to figure out how to be able to overcome. You're thinking if I could just keep running from it, I'll be better. You can't run from the things of this world. This world is interesting is a good word that I like to use. It's very interesting, but we can't run away from what's going on. We can't. It's here. It's everywhere. Everywhere you turn, everywhere you go, there's something that is just coming and it's just putting pressure upon you. And that pressure is just not going to go away. That pressure is going to go away. It's not going to go away. That pressure will be able to become tolerable when we're able to just go head first into the pressure and just it's okay. It's all right. That's the thing that I really just dog training stuff. People are so against using pressure on the dogs to get them to do stuff. So like, for instance, I made a short video of my Great Pyrenees jumping over this little panel. I put that so the pigs can't get out. But he's struggling to go over that panel. I use encouragement. I say, come on, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. I could try to throw treat after treat after treat after treat. I could try to do all that stuff. But I just know that if I just I apply a little bit of pressure, I grab his collar and I just apply a little bit of pressure to say, hey, buddy, I know you're weary about what's happening right now. And you're not even sure what's happening right now. But I'm going to apply this pressure so that you can overcome that unsureness. For sure, I want you to come over here so you can learn at least that. So you know one step of what's happening. If you come over this, then that pressure disappears. And it's not like I got to go absolutely insane and got to choke them and spank them and yell at them and do any of that. It's a little bit of pressure to say, you got this. Now today, he jumps over back and forth with a breeze. He doesn't even question. He doesn't question anymore. And it's no longer a weird thing, because at first he kind of was like scared. He's like suspicious, like, what do I do here? Like, what actually do you want? What's happening? And he overcame that fear by going through the pressure, realizing that the pressure is just, it's there to help you be able to overcome the pressure, to be able to overcome the fears that are going on inside of you. As opposed to if you're just trying to throw that treat, tomorrow and the next day, what do I have to do? Throw the treat. The next day, throw the treat. The next day, throw the treat. The next day, throw it. You just keep doing that over and over. And then when they get stuck because something changes, a change of a look, a change of something, a change of environment, a change of anything changes. Now it's back to square one. Now I'm double scared. Now I'm triple scared because that wasn't there before. You know, I was able to go over and jump over before, but once you put that there, now I don't know. And then you have a meltdown, an absolute meltdown. And that meltdown, in a simple sense of that scenario, isn't that big, but it could be other things that are going on in life that you think like, I'm positive, and someone comes into work and does something to you that just absolutely just devastates you. It could lead you to start to just scramble and getting into like a wanting to hurt and wanting to harm, wanting to sabotage. I got to take a video of these pigs one day. They're just the cutest. Wanting to harm somebody, and or worst case, wanting to harm yourself at the end of the day. Just going further and further into that, because you never actually dealt with the pressure. You've only just ran away from the pressure. You escaped the pressure over and over and over again. And when you're able to just continue to keep on going through the pressure, to be able to get the pressure to just be, it doesn't really matter. Pretty much everything on the planet is now going to be able to come into that in your brain that way. It starts with something small, and then everything else just builds and builds and builds on that. And everything's just going to start to become easier and easier and easier. As opposed to thinking, oh, just positive thinking, I'm going to be good. If you just put a smile on and everything is fine, that's not good for anything. That's worthless. That's worthless thinking. That's worthless work. That's worthless concepts. It's worthless ideas. Pointless ideas. Stuff that is just, it just doesn't matter at all, period. Because you're never going to be able to maintain that. It's something's always going to happen. And when that thing happens, that's when how much you've been working and how much you've been doing is really going to be seen, is really going to be shown. And that's where, they finally sniffing each other. You'll sniff his butt. Y'all good? We're getting so much better with these dogs. It's just the coolest of the coolest thing. So they're both we're suspicious and nervous and weary of each other. So now that they're starting to just be able to be with each other instead of running away, because this is what I did with these dogs. I made them run away from each other. You're here, run away. Every single time I make them run away, it just would get worse and worse and worse. It was so hard to be able to put them to be able to get back together. But then I said, you know what? You're nervous. At first, it was just a leash and y'all just staying here. Y'all staying right here. Lock eyes. I don't care what you do, but you're staying here and you're going to just figure this out. Day one, heck no, it was a big hot mess. They're sitting there looking at each other, grumbling at each other every 2 seconds, just showing teeth every 2 seconds, just trying to lunge and get at each other every 2 seconds. It was just like, dang, guys, like, chill out. And I'm just sitting here, just chill. I feel pretty safe because they're only 50-pound dogs that I can hold them with one hand on the leash. I'm just like, I'm pretty good here. And y'all just going to figure this out. Y'all going to figure it out. And day after day, week after week, now I'm headed into month after month. We could just relax because now that insane intensity of, oh my goodness, I'm so scared, I'm so nervous, I don't know what's going to happen. Now they're able to deal with all of that, and then it releases. Now they're like, oh, hey, hi, like, hey dude, who are you? How are you doing? And no longer trying to run away from it. No longer thinking I need to get so far away and just or go to the point of I need to damage you to get you out before you get me out. That's literally like just watching the progress with these two dogs has been a real eye-opening experience for me of just seeing that the more I tried to praise each dog to be like, you're good, you're good, you're good, the worse that it got, especially with my German Shepherd Kahi. The way worse. The more praise I ever give this dog, when I'm trying to get him to go through something that he's nervous and scared of, the worse he gets. I mean, he folds, he submits, he gets scared because now he can go into the house. Sorry, I'm just going everywhere right now, talking all these different stories I don't know. But he was always scared of going in the house. He doesn't like walking on the floor. And at first, I'm sitting there, good boy, come on, come on, come on, throwing a little food on the floor to try to get him to go down the hallway. I just wasn't getting anywhere. Whereas today, I just open a door, I let him in, and I just leave him alone. You'll figure it out. And I'll go way down in the hall into my bedroom where my computer's at. He doesn't like going down these tight hallways. I don't know what it is. He was always nervous of it. And I would just call him, hey, Kahi, come here. And I would just sit and hang out. I'd let him do whatever he did. He figured it out all on his own. He would look down the hallway all like just crazy. And next day, he would take a next step. Next day, he would take another step. The next, he would just keep going and going. And now he just walks around the whole house with absolutely no problem. In not even a week's time, he went from terrified of being in the building to now he's just like, oh, I'm happy being in here. He goes in the garage now. He goes everywhere now. He walks in and everything just so chill, so calm. And I made him figure it out on his own. I didn't do anything to help him do that, but allow the pressure of the world to teach him how to be able to do something. The pressure of the world, I'm scared. And he's like, do I really need to be scared? There's a real immediate threat right now that is going to take my life. And he realized through time, actually, no, nothing is actually here to hurt me. Nothing's here to harm me. So he took a step and then he was like, I don't know, I'm not sure. Then he took a step and then all of a sudden that fear may still be there, but he knows, hey, there's nothing to worry about here. But because I do know that when I'm sitting here like trying to be happy about it, there's always something new that happens. Especially like say in a household, all of a sudden I got a broom right here that wasn't there. And I was like going absolutely crazy because we never dealt with that pressure of the fear of the stress that he has in the beginning. We try to run away from it and try to say, look at this instead. That's where most people are failing with everything in life. Kids, dogs, yourself, coworkers, bosses, just everything, failing with everything. Because you see, you don't agree, you don't like, you don't appreciate what someone is saying. And all you're going to do is just sit there and try to attack it to shut it down, which is running away from it, or just straight up run away from it. Try to like, la, I don't hear what you're saying. Try to do some childish stuff like that a lot of people do, and they don't admit it, but they do it. And none of that is actually going to help you be able to get to that next stage, that next step of, okay, now I want to be able to push past that fear, push past that pressure, get through that fear, as opposed to just thinking, I'll just be fake happy about the fear and everything is going to be good one day. This world just doesn't work that way. That's why I really just like watching animals, just sitting and watching them. I like just watching and seeing how the trees do what they do. I got these big, I don't even know what those are. They're like bumpy and some kind of fruit thing that falls from this tree. The donkey eats them. He just sat here and ate 4 of those things because he hits the tree to knock them down. He's so smart. He hits them, knocks them down, and then he picks them up and eats them all up. Kahi, get off my Johnny, man. And he paws them to break them open. It's fascinating to just sit and watch how it all works together. How everything interacts and how everything just flows as it should. And the one thing that I just noticed about everything out here, that there is always, say, a negative pressure on everything. And seeing how the animals just overcome it is it's just a darn coolest thing. But we as humans, we get in our feelings, we get in our emotions. Oh, I need to help the poor baby. I need to pet the poor baby. I need to do this for the poor baby so that the poor baby can finally be able to get better. And that's hurting things. That's not allowing it to be able to positively get through the issues that it is. That's negatively applying pressure to the world that doesn't need to be there. It's reinforcing that, hey, that fear is fake. I mean, that fear is real. It's real. It's real. It's a real threat. It's a real danger. See, it's a real danger. That's why I need you to do this. It's a real danger. That's why I need you to do that. As opposed to just saying, there's a danger over there. Oh, let's look at it. Let's look at it. Let's stare. Let's sit here at it. That's why for me, at the end of the day, there's some people that do very, very similar things to how I work with, say, my dogs and stuff, where they're like, I never want the dog to stare at something. I don't care if they do. I encourage them, look at it. I even use that language, look at it. You're scared of that dog? Look at it. Just stare at it. Get all built up. Just get all so built up that your eyes start to get all big. You start to sweat. Your heart is pacing almost to the point that you probably might pass out right now. There's been a time that I wish I would have got that on video, because that would have been a beautiful display of what I'm talking about. Is with my Shepherd Kahi, when I was taking him out in public, when I really start to get off of all the equipment and get into, we're going to figure this out. The dude almost passed out. He saw this dog and that we're all just playing on the, I don't know if it's called a beach or not, but we're just going to go with that language. But we're on the waterfront and we're just running and playing and doing what we're doing. He saw this dog and he's like, I don't know about that one. And he's just staring at it. So I get him, I put him on leash, and I'm just allowing him to look. He got so overwhelmed, so much that he was like, whoo. And he leaned down for a second, then he got back up and he's like, oh man. And then after that experience, it was like none of the same. None of the same. He never got to that point ever again. But he literally got to the point that he pretty much almost passed out. He passed out because it was just so overwhelming. I'm like, dude, just look at it. Look at it. Take a look at it. Take a peek at it. Because that's what these dogs do. This dog here, he was the hardest one because he's always staring at that dog. He's just staring. Everywhere he goes, he's staring. If at first I was like, maybe I should start. No, man, just keep looking at him. Keep looking at him, because that dog also needs to know that just because somebody's staring at you doesn't mean anything's about to happen. Doesn't mean anything's going on. He's just staring at you. And it allows you to just be able to just get past it, get through it. It's the concept of just get out there. You're scared of standing up and speaking. You get up, you speak, and you do it. Even if you pass out on stage, make sure you got someone there to be able to help do a trust fall on you so you don't bust your head or nothing. But you stand up there and you do it. You start to get lightheaded. You start, your breathing starts to get funny. You start to get dizzy. You start to do all these things. But I'm going to almost guarantee the next time, all that's not going to happen. Because even if you do pass out, you're going to wake up and be like, oh, they're actually, like, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. That's why it's so cool to see stuff, just the animals, how they work. Because they do. They wake up, they're like, oh, I'm still here. And then they just move on like nothing happened. And then they learned, oh, maybe I should just maybe not really go that far into that. I could just go over here instead. But not just make it disappear. Not try to make it be, oh, now I'm happy about it. Now I'm cool with it. No, that's just not real. Thank you. That's something I hear. I don't know why. I hear from folks is like, especially, maybe these people are single children that never had brothers and sisters. But I hear this quite often, like I want everyone to be happy with each other and everyone get along. In any sort of social setting, social group, that's impossible. There's going to be a disagreement, but how we deal with the disagreements, that's what we work on. I don't want everything to be happy. I don't want everyone to be just like, oh, I like you. I don't care if these dogs like each other, but they are going to be able to be with each other, but I can care less if they like each other. I think Ophi, my Dalmatian, likes my Pyrenees. I don't know why. She likes just playing with him and sitting with him and hanging with him, but he don't like her the same that she likes him. It's not mutual. But I don't think any of my dogs at the end of the day, when I just sit and just be honest, I don't think any like each other. Nobody likes Ophi the Dalmatian. She's cool with my Kahi here. You good, man. I ain't talking to you. I'm just saying your name. He's cool. She's cool with him and he's cool with her. But I don't think anyone else, any of my dogs like each other. These two. You see, Johnny will always give me get away from me, man. Stop trying to, he's always trying to, the word I want to use is suck up to him in a way. I don't know why. But none of them like each other. My Pyrenees and my Border Collie, they don't like each other, period. They do what they do. None of them like each other. And it doesn't come down to everyone being happy together. This big happy family. All my dogs here, we're not this big happy family. There's an order that's going on, that I'm the leader of it all, and I start to delegate who, based on how they are and what's inside of them, of who's next on that list. There's always a list. So I've got 5, so there's a list of 6 out here with me. There's a list of 6. I'm the number 1, and everyone's going to trickle down from that 6. And I can care less if everyone is happy with each other. I can care less if they do want to play with each other. I can care less if they're just always, I want to do stuff together all the time. That's not the key to success or peace. That fake happiness, that fakeness, then that's when you put them all together and you force them to stay together all the time. And then you realize that they really don't like each other. And then you start to see fights, you start to see disagreements. And you're like, oh, no, we're all supposed to be happy with each other here. That's so fake. That's just the phoniest thing possible. And that's where things get complicated, especially, you have more kids, it's a little simpler because at least I can talk to y'all. But I still question why so many people have multiple dogs and you have no reason, no purpose, no nothing for them. And then you want to put them all in the house and keep them there for 12 to 18 hours a day and think like, oh, they should all be happy with each other. Put yourself with like 3 to 4 random people that you don't know and just put y'all in a house and see how things go. I bet you like by hour 12, and have nothing to do. There's no TV, there's no games, there's no books, there's nothing to do. Absolutely, you just got to sit in a room and sit with 3 to 4 other people and see what happens. See what happens in that short amount of time. You'll see some absolute crazy madness. And you don't all need to be happy with each other. You just need to understand the order of what's going on here, of why everyone is going to be able to be, what I want to say is in peace. We want to live in peace. That's why I just don't really have much issues with like having thousands of and hundreds. I mean, I don't even know how many chicks I had this year. I've been getting rid of quite a few of them. And the dog's been eating a pretty good amount too. But how there's just minimal tension that goes on in there. Because they all are just living off of, there's the boss man, there's the leader. And for me, I don't even delegate myself as a leader inside of those coops because it's pointless. They don't function that. Dogs function that way. And I know that horses function that way. And I believe that the donkeys also function that way. But I don't think that any other animal functions that way. They don't work on that sense. So they figure it out on their own. And I just sit and I watch them figure it out. And I see they all don't really like each other. They're able to do what they do to be able to keep and maintain the peace. And keeping and maintaining the peace is what I want to say is maybe not happy, but that's where the satisfaction really starts to happen. That's where the content really happens. That's where things really start to get done. Things get done when we're just content, not when we're happy. When we're happy, we have to keep chasing that feeling, chasing it. You're chasing nothingness. You're chasing a false reality. Because what happens when you're chasing happiness, there's going to be way more sadness involved. And you're going to start to do more and more extreme things to try to get happy. That's where things get dangerous. It gets really dangerous. So for me, I would never want these dogs just be like, I'm happy with each other. I like you. I just want to be with you all the time. That's going to set me up in reality for failure, for absolute failure. Because I'm not giving them their individual ways of individual beings to be able to just individually be able to express themselves for who they are. I'm forcing them to say, you better be like this. That's some rough things to do. Rough way to live. And you better be happy. Gosh, man, I'd hear that from so many parents going out and I don't hear it often because there's not many kids where I live. Kids where I live are like 20 years old and 25 years old because it's like the age I believe on average here is like 60 and above. So it's all grandkids that are already grown. But old place I used to live, I used to go to the stores and parents talk to the kids, you better be happy with that. You better be happy. I gave you this, so you better be happy. And I'm like, you better be happy. You can't force something to be happy. And that's what we do. We try to give a dog a treat to force it to be happy. It's not going to work. It's not going to do anything. You can't force me nothing. You can ask and say, hey, what do you want to do based on what I'm doing? If I'm being forceful, then yeah, maybe I should stop being so forceful and I'll start to see things in my life start to be able to relax down. And I noticed that with my own self, with how I'm able to have these, because there's so many people that's like, oh, I have an intact male. I have 3 sitting right here, right now. And future videos, I'll show all of them here with my female in heat. I only have limited, man, we went on this run this morning and Ophi's pretty tired. It's getting warm. It's hot again right now. It's like 100 degrees again. But again, on how exercise doesn't just calm the dogs down, because I went on the same exact run with this shepherd, Kahi, and he's still up walking, running, doing, he can go all day long on his feet. I just told him earlier to lay down because he was just standing there like, I don't know what to do. So I just lay down, just chill out, man, relax. But he is just up going. He can go all day long. And I got to come in as leader and say, hey, let's just chill. Let's just calm down right now. But I have 3 intake males because people are always like, oh, I'm an intake male. It's hard to be around other boys. It's hard to be around other dogs. It's hard to this. And all these confusion and all this just madness that isn't real, isn't true. It isn't true. What is true is if you know how to be able to maintain the peace on being the leader yourself and being able to understand where each dog falls in line, everything is just turns into peace. And I don't need them to like each other. They're all gonna, the word I want to use is respect each other. They're gonna give the same respect that I give to them to everyone else. So, man, I just can't make a video without my phone ringing. We're gonna go ahead and cut that out. The dogs are gonna have the same respect towards each other that I give to the dog. So if I'm coming to the dog in a way of being disrespectful and just being ruthless to the dog and or trying to be over sweet and over nice to the dog, they're gonna do that to each other. It's what happens. The leadership is gonna trickle down. It's gonna trickle down. That's why for me, I've just had to add that dog to out being with everything. Because it's not right of me to say how to be able to help you with something or how to do something to be able to get better in life, and my stuff is still a mess. So I have to do that same thing to say, like, for me personally, I was just laying in bed one day like, what kind of a leader am I that I literally have dogs that are fighting on my property for one, and dogs that just don't want to get in line with like just wanting to just the word I want to use here is maybe not the nicest way of saying it, but just because. Not because there's something good or something bad in it, but just straight up because. Listen just because. I don't want to have to put a leash out and do something to you and use it in a forceful way. I don't want to have to throw a treat at you. I want you to do it just because. What kind of a leader am I that I don't have that? So I've been working on that to see like what it takes. And what it takes is, what I want to say is the number one thing is calmness and patience. And that doesn't come through being happy. Being happy, I'm all excited. I'm all movie. And it's going to get my dogs to be that same way. All excited, all movie, all cruising. Because that's how my German Shepherd Kahi was. He only saw me all excited. I only took him out in public. That's it. And when we're out in public, I'm on a hard, fast walk. Like I walk hard on these trails. And then, or we're running. So that's it. We're doing a fast, hard exercise. We're going. And then out here, all he would see of me is, you're not going to go bark at him, Shadow? You tired too? It's hot again today. My goodness, it's probably past 100 degrees right now. It's just hot again. But, I'll take him out here and do hunt games and do things. It's just go. Just he always saw me in this exciting thing, and that excitement was just what would create and cause in reality the chaos amongst all the dogs, because they're seeing me primarily just sitting calm, chill, hanging out, relaxed, and then he comes in crazy. He comes in like, so when I even do that, this dog gets up and they start to act all like, what's happening? What's going on? And then I just get back to just, we're chill. So that's what, Kahi, get off my man. Get off my man. That's when he's starting to relax more. Not even like, 4 or 5 videos ago, which is 4 or 5 days ago. This dog was much more just everywhere already, in not even a week's time. He's already starting to just get down. He's no longer just running like a psycho everywhere anymore. He's already starting to just settle down, just relax down. And that's my fault of not teaching him, showing him that. But at the same time, it's me being a wrong leader, a no good leader, of being able to implement that and just running away from it and just thinking like, oh, I just keep that over there. I keep that in the background. Don't ask me about that. Which is, a couple of people would leave comments like, where's your shepherd at? When I would make videos at home. And just be honest, I'm glad that not a single person really was like, why don't you have him out there in a way of like trying to challenge like what it is that I'm saying? But that should have been done. Someone should have said, if you're so good, why the heck you got that dog away and why are your dogs fighting? No one said that to me, but somebody should have. And I said it to my own self in reality. I was like, yeah, I got to do something about this, because I am a fool if I can't just get my own stuff to be able to work together. And I go overboard. I want all the dogs to be cool with the donkey, with the cows, with the chickens, with the rabbits is the one that's much extra. But I got them in, I'll get there. But because I got a new setup for rabbits that's coming soon. It'll come next year. But I want them to be cool with everything, absolutely everything. So I'm saying, what kind of a leader am I? And that I'm literally just like, don't look at the stuff behind the closet. Don't look at the stuff under the bed. Or under the rug as well. Just don't worry about that. But look at this. This looks good though. This looks nice. And that's the word I use there is the manipulation that I used to do a lot of that in reality, because I would say, hey, look at this and look at this. And I'm not actually living it. I'm just trying to show the happy and the good picture, as of just being the picture of we chilling. I told him a couple of times to just get off my dogs right now. And he's like, oh, okay. Day one, no matter what words I said to this dog, nothing would have got through that thick brain of his, or thick skull of his. Nothing would have got through. He would have just been so persistent, so in it, because I never showed him how to be able to calm down, how to get away from that happiness, because that happiness isn't real. Just being content. Everyone out here just lays down and hangs out. And I'm like, I appreciate that, guys. They'll get up and go do something in a little bit, and then they just come back and lay down and just relax. Just relax and just be calm. That's like the best leader that is on this planet. Those that can do that can bring the calm, they can bring the peace. Not bring happiness, but they can bring peace through order. And that order doesn't need to be some dictatorial type situation, because that's not really bringing order. Bringing order is being able to come in and be fair. To say, hey, I don't like that you're messing with him right now. I'm coming in being fair. Say, just don't do that. I'm not coming in and overboard. I'm not coming in and that's the best word. That's the only word to use right there. Overboard. Just coming in a way that is able to just calmly, assertively apply myself to be able to get them to understand what I want. And if they keep doing it, then I have to apply myself in a different way that they'll be able to understand. And that still doesn't need to come down to, I'm going to have to, easiest language to use is spank your butt. I don't have to do that. I don't need to go that route, because there's all kinds of other ways to be able to do things on this planet without having to come down to, I need to now officially punish you because you're not listening. See, he's the only dog just not laying down. Lay down. All right, get down. Go ahead, get down. He just doesn't know. He doesn't even like think of it as an option. He's like, almost like, I got to stand up and be so tired to the point I'm exhausted that he'll just keep going and going and going and going and going. He constantly comes to me and look like, what should we do? I'm like, dude, there's 4 dogs that are just laying, chilling. You could do the same thing. You don't have to be up, moving and pacing and going. Just lay down. Just relax. Just be calm. And it takes practice to get there. It doesn't come overnight. So I don't want to force them to be happy to calm down. I want them to force them to be indifferent to calm down. You guys all good?